Yo, what's poppin' everybody? It's a Roll94 and welcome to our first Pokemon TCG Live deck profile. This interface looks crazy for a deck profile. There's no way to make a full screen or just change things up. But we'll have to get by. I'm getting used to a lot of different things Pokemon TCG Live. It's not as bad as some people made it out to be, but it does have some shortcomings. So yeah, deck profile time. I decided to do Gardevoir EX. I mean, the game gives you a bunch of strong cards from the beginning too as a bonus, and I think I did pull like a Gardevoir EX as well. You only get two in the beginning, but anyway. So, gonna do a Gardevoir EX deck profile. So, standard format. Also getting used to all the cards that rotated. It's my first time. Pokemon TCG Online didn't implement the rotation from Scarlet and Violet. So anyway, getting used to some stuff, but I did play a bunch of matches. So hopefully this looks okay. I'm going to be clicking on the cards. But anyway, Gardevoir EX, main Pokemon we're going to take advantage of here. Very, very broken. I sort of misread it when I reviewed it in its Japanese equivalent set and thought that it wasn't that impressive, but no. The effect is you can get as many psychic energies from your discard pile as you want during your turn with just one Gardevoir EX. So it's essentially like Rain Dance from the discard pile for psychic energies. So it's extremely powerful. Now, 310 HP EX Pokemon Gardevoir, that's solid enough. The attack 190 for 3, Miracle Force. It can be sort of useful as well. It's in that range to get 2-hit KOs and then it recovers from all special conditions. Maybe that can come up. But even though this is going to be a major attacker in the deck, depending on what we're playing against, the main thing that we want to power up is this Zacian V. To be honest, I couldn't really find any other attacker to better utilize Gardevoir EX from the stuff that we have right now. This guy isn't going to be the strongest, but the idea is that if we do get enough psychic energies, he can get those one-hit KOs. So what we want to do is get... I think it's around 7 psychic energies. I gotta do the math again. So 7, that's 210 plus 60, 270. So let's say 7 or 8 psychic energies from the discard pile to this guy. You're gonna put a lot of damage counters through Gardevoir's EX's effect, because every time you put an energy with Psychic Embrace, you put 2 damage counters. But it doesn't matter. Our aim is to get one-hit knockouts on big Pokemon if we can. And if you put like 8 energies on this guy and you can do 300 damage, you get those one-hit KOs on key Pokemon, and it's a really big advantage. Even though this guy is probably going to die next turn anyway when you decrease his HP so much. To be honest, so many Pokemon do a lot of damage that even if he's fresh with 220 HP, a lot of attacks would still be able to kill it. I mean, it's still going to be the situation where we can get 2-hit KOs and we'll be just fine as well. I mean, if you have 3 or 4 psychic energies, he's going to do like between 150 to 180 damage. So that's solid enough as well for 2-hit KOs. But the combo is we get a lot of psychic energies in the discard pile, put like a lot of them on this guy and he gets 1-hit KOs. And we have a lot of cards that help us do that as well. Methods to discard the psychic energies. As an opening Pokemon, if you play first, this card has a very good ability as well. During your first turn you can't really do much, and we can't even utilize Cresselia. But with Roar of the Sword, you can get that free psychic energy from the deck as your turn passes, and that's very helpful as well. It gives this deck the advantage of being good if it plays first. If it plays second, there's cards you can utilize to put yourself in an advantageous position from the start. That's pretty good. So this is the main Pokemon we want to power up, and Gardevoir. We have the Articuno here as a sniper from Evolving Skies. Maybe you'll utilize the Cruel Charge. It's not really my goal. I just have this as an additional, regular psychic Pokemon that's a sniper. Might come up. I wouldn't blame people if they wanted to take it out and put in the 4th Cresselia, but for the moment I just have this guy in. And then the 3 Cresselia as another regular psychic Pokemon. If you have 5 psychic energies on the board, Photon Laser, it's going to do 120 for 2. This can be respectable, soften up Pokemon, but the main reason we have it is for Crescent Glow. If you go second, which we aim, can get 3 psychic energies from the deck for free, attach them to a Pokemon. So very, very nice. I did have 4 of this, but honestly, it's just because I forgot to put Greninja in. Now I got Greninja in, and I had to take out a Cresselia. Couldn't really find anything else to take out. So this guy, not an attacker, but it gives us that dump and draw, which synergizes well with the deck. And the same goes for the Kirlia here. I run 3 Kirlias as opposed to running a full Rare Candy engine line. We favor the stage 1 in this case. Get maybe into Gardevoir a bit slower, but it is fine, as my goal is to discard a bunch of psychic energies, set up the discard pile, and Kirlia gives us draw as well, which is quite good. So draw power, consistency, setting up the discard pile, and still a method to get into Gardevoir at the end of the day. It's going to be very effective. So 3 of Kirlia, and then the routes of choice is going to be this teleportation burst one from Astral Radiance, that's right. So it has 70 HP, is the best one. It's still garbage by today's standards, but that's all they're going to give us for these basic Pokemon. Just always die in one shot. But anyways, that's what we got, so we maxed this out. And then a few more Pokemon, water Pokemon. We got Manaphy for bench protection. I got this in if you want to take it out for the 4th Cresselia or a different card. You can do that if you want. And then Luminion. I noticed that Crobat V rotated out. I suppose it is in Darkness Ablaze, but I thought maybe because of all the reprints, somehow, some way would have stuck around. I guess not. So we have this. This is pretty good as well. But in this deck, because, I do have Ultra Ball, we do have a bunch of discard outlets. Maybe Crobat would have been better. But this synergizes well with Irida. So I guess it's another water Pokemon we can grab. So Luminous Sign, play this card down, get a supporter card. Should be pretty good. Consistency. So 19 Pokemon and then 3 water Pokemon. Keep that in mind. And then we do the trainers. Man, this looks such a mess. I don't know where to begin. So where should we start? I guess some standard stuff. I got the rare candy. I only got 2 because, yeah, like I've said, we favor Kirlia in this case. We max out the Fog Crystal, grab those Psychic Energies and grab those Psychic Pokemon, very effective. And same for Level Ball. Favoring this as opposed to so many Nest Balls because this is a method to get Kirlia as well. And this is valuable. So between this, Fog Crystal, and then I've got an Ultra Ball to get any Pokemon. And our best way to get Gardevoir basically. And then the 1 Nest Ball. You should be able to be grabbing your Pokemon easily in this deck while gaining different advantages. So that's for these cards. Next up I got Trekking Shoes. This is very important in this format because we don't really have too many great supporters again. I mean, we didn't even have that many in my opinion before the rotation. Things like Marnie and stuff, I ran those cards but I was never their biggest fan. But now we don't even have those. So this is good. The decks that are going to be able to utilize this card well are going to be good decks, that don't mind the discarding and that can get even more advantages from the discarding. So with this, we can draw cards in our deck, speedy draw, item draw, and then hopefully if we discard Psychic Energies, we get even a bigger bonus. So that's pretty good. So max this out for sure. And then what else do I got in terms of items? Not much. I mean, I got the 1 switch as well. Just 1 this time because I don't mind retreating, discarding Psychic Energies. We might even want to do that, to be honest, because you do want to get a lot of Psychic Energies in the discard pile, and a lot of times you won't be able to get them in time. If you want to power up Zacian for that big 1-hit KO. But 1 switch could still be decent enough, I guess, to get the Cresselia in the active position. If you play second, get that plus. Anyway, and then I got the Forest Seal Stone. This is a tool, not an item card, by the new regulations today. But this is an important card. I got it recently on Pokemon TCG Online. Didn't get the chance to really utilize it, but I can utilize it now. So only attach on a V Pokemon. We've got 3 targets. But it's going to be pretty good. It's a free computer search basically, so it's too good not to run. So I got it. Let's get anything. And then the last card before we get into the supporters, is the stadium. Old Cemetery. Just a stadium that's not gonna give us any drawback, but can hinder our opponent. You know, if they attach energies, they gotta put 2 damage counters, and maybe that can help us get those 1-hit KOs, 2-hit KOs even easier. Couldn't really think of anything better. We can't utilize Path to the Peak in this deck, and other stadiums, I think this is the best one for now, so run it. That's it. And then for supporter cards, it's a lineup that paints me, but what can you do? First off, we got the 3 Professor Research. Man, it just really annoys me with the interface here. You can't even just showcase like the full arts and stuff if you want to. You gotta arrange the shit. Pretty damn annoying. But anyway, it's this guy, dump and draw, heavy duty. Sometimes it's gonna suck, but if you have this and you have a bunch of Kirlias and rare candy, you're gonna be a bit hesitant to use it. But it's the best supporter we got in terms of strong draw. Then I got double Copycat. I'm running double of this guy as opposed to the usual one that I did before. Maybe he's gonna be good, maybe he's just gonna be more brick, but I mean, it's the only thing that I got that can give me some good shuffle and draw. I suppose I could run more of this nice looking Shauna here, but I only have one. It's just shuffle and draw 5. It's a worst Marnie basically, and of course it's always been a worst Professor Oak's New Theory. It's decent, I guess. I don't want to say consistent because it's not that good draw, but it's always going to give you 5. I guess it's consistent in that sense. And Copycat isn't always going to give you 5, but the idea is I want to use this and get 5 or more. So risking it with 2 and only doing 1 Shauna. I guess if you want to do more Shauna, less Copycat, or no Copycat, it's up to you. But that's how I have it for now. I guess the good news with this deck at least is that if we can use the level balls and get those Kirlias out, I can just have a little bit of draw power that way. We don't necessarily have to rely on supporters all the time, but we gotta have supporters at the end of the day. So do the Shauna, do the Copycats, and then the only others that are left is the 1 Schoolgirl. I think this is gonna see more play now with the lack of supporters. I'm not gonna be the only one using it like before, but it's a straight draw. It can be pretty good, and since we've got like 2 prize Pokemon giving away 2 prizes when they die, you know, EXs, even mid to late game it can be good. So have her. And then I got the 1 Irida. This is my Skyla for the deck, and we can use this to grab like Luminion or Greninja as well, so that can be pretty good as well. There's another like Skyla-esque supporter, I forgot his name, that lets you grab an item and then lets you grab a tool as well. But I only got 1 tool, so this is better. And yeah, I'd say it's better to have her. And that's it. Then we got Lady. Pretty much just grab a bunch of psychic energies at once. I mean, we do have the Fog Crystal, but this is still pretty good. If I have this with Ultra Ball, we don't really have Quick Ball, unfortunately. That I think of anyway, but I think it did rotate out. I mean, either way, in this deck, because I got the Nest Ball, because Nest Ball has come back, we got Level Ball, we got Fog Crystal. I mean, I guess Quick Ball would give you that discard, but anyway, the point is, this is good to get those psychic energies and then be discarding them with Ultra Ball, Kirlia, Greninja, of course. It's really nice. It's a +3, +4 at the end of the day. You know, it grabs you 4 cards, even if it's just psychic energies. And then last card, Boss's Orders. Use this, win the game. Gotta have it. And then just 11 psychic energies. My poor Silhouette, Color Legends, and Hard Gold, Soul Silver, Espeon psychic energies do not exist. Makes me quite sad. But that's what we got. Just 11 psychic energies. I mean, maybe there would be a benefit to having more, but you guys can see it's a pretty thick line of Pokemon, and then you gotta have your trainers. So 11, it's a good enough number. I mean, in these sorts of decks, I don't run any dual types like with Rails and other decks where you gotta have fire and lightning. So just 11 is good enough. I mean, if you somehow have the space to put 12, it's gonna be good as well. But how you're gonna find the space, I don't know. We're running a lot of cards. I'd find it hard to think some people would want to use Gardevoir with like a stage 1 EX or just a stage 1 line in general. We need a lot of stuff. But I've made this deck work so far, so that's pretty good. Gonna show you guys matches as always, just like before. TCG Online, now we've evolved, transitioned to Pokemon TCG Live. It's still gonna be decks and matches. Until I don't know, get sick of the Pokemon TCG. Who knows if that'll ever happen completely. So yeah, this is the deck profile, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If there is a better way, if there's a way to change this interface into like showing all of the cards, just like I used to do with Pokemon TCG Online, so that you don't see my truck here, tell me in the comments. I don't know of any other way. What also sucks is I'm gonna have to be careful how I name my decks. Before in TCG Online I could hide my deck names, and I always gave my deck some really fucked up and weird names you guys wouldn't understand. Now I'm gonna have to keep things, I guess, more vanilla, because it shows you can't hide the name. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the matches. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What up?